Right, so we've nipped around the back of the property and we are literally about southeasterly facing here, and you can see we've got some solar panels on the back of the house. So this is the original feed-in tariff registered system, probably done in 2010-ish, something like that. So done quite a while ago, and they're registered with the feed-in tariff. So basically get paid to generate. I'll go into that a little bit more in a minute. But this is kind of a classic setup, 16 panels, all on one roof, feeding back to a 3.6 kilowatt inverter, and basically earning money from having that solar PV system on your house. So the feed-in tariff was a scheme brought out by the government where they paid you to generate. The actual name feed-in tariff is a rubbish name, to be honest, because that indicates, or that implies, that you only get paid for whatever is fed back into the grid. It is actually a payment just for generating the power. So if you generate 100 kilowatt hours, you get paid for 100 kilowatt hours. So right at the height of it, it was about 43 pence. So just to generate power, you got paid 43 pence per kilowatt hour. That's now up near 60, 70 pence now because of inflation. So it's an unbelievable payment. Even if none of that 100 kilowatt hours goes back to the grid, you still get paid the same. And what they had at the time as well was something called a deemed export tariff. Because the metering wasn't really there and nobody had smart meters, they couldn't meter how much you were actually exporting back to the grid. So what they did was they said, okay, 50% of whatever you generate, we'll give you on top of your feed-in tariff, so that 43 pence figure, if that's when you joined it, we'll give you an extra 4 pence because we reckon half of whatever you generate, you're sending back to us. Madness. So people are on a lot of money for these systems, and that's where we're seeing people reinvesting some of that now into battery storage. Because if we quickly do the maths, if you're on, say, 70p now, let's be optimistic, 70 pence per kilowatt hour of every unit you generate, if you generate that power, get paid 70 pence, if you store it and use it, you're saving your grid import cost at, say, 30 pence, I'm rounding, but you know what I mean. That's a £1 benefit that you've had just from generating that 1 kilowatt hour. So if you're doing that over a year and you're doing that on thousands of kilowatt hours, that is a hell of a benefit. And so that's where there's a different dimension with these battery storage systems now. It's not only about storing just solar power that you're getting like on a new system, it's actually making the most of your feed-in tariff system as well.